Hello students, welcome to my channel. In this video we will be studying about CBSE class 8 crop production and management part 2. That is the first part. We have studied about some practices which farmers has to do to get a good yield. So in the previous class we learned how the soil is being prepared for the good production of the crop and managing them. And today we will be studying about the second and third step, that is sowing and adding manures and fertilizers. So let us begin with the first one, that is sowing. Sowing is an important part of crop production. Before sowing, farmer needs to check the following things: clean seeds, healthy seeds, and good quality of seeds. So sowing is one of the most important part of the crop production and management. As we saw how preparation of the soil was also important point to be practiced, here sowing is also important point to be practiced for the good crop production and management. So before sowing, the farmer needs to check some points. So what are those things the farmer needs to check before sowing the seeds? So before sowing the seeds, the farmer needs to check the clean seeds. Either the seeds are clean or not, and the seed should be healthy. If the seeds are healthy, you'll get a good plants and good yield. So good quality of seeds. So if there are no good quality of seeds, the crop yield might decrease due to the production of unhealthy plants, and they may get diseases and they may die. So that will be a loss to farmer. So the farmer needs to check the seed should, before sowing he has to check the seed should be clean, healthy, and of good quality. So the next thing is how the farmer needs to select the seeds. So that is the process of selection of seeds, how he has to select. So here we have an activity. So how can farmers select the seeds? So take some seeds which need to be sown. So the seeds which has to be sown have to taken in the glass or a beaker containing water and soak that for around 4 hours and observe what happens. Seeds which are floating in the water are not suitable for sowing. That means they are bad or empty. So how they are bad or empty? So the seeds which are empty will float on the water, because the contents inside the seed will become empty, and which will become hollow, and only the outer layer will be left and there will be nothing inside. So if you sow these kind of seeds, you will not get a plant yield, and that will be a loss. And next, if the seeds are settled down, or it might be soaked in the water, they are suitable for sowing. So you can see that is seed water testing. So this seed water testing is necessary to know how the seeds are healthy, or to separate good seeds and bad seeds or empty seeds. Empty seeds or the bad seed can't be sowed. This might not give a good yield, or there will be no growth of plant if you sow these kinds of seeds. So sowing clean, healthy, and good quality of seed is very important to get a proper crop yield. Which are the tools which are used for sowing? So what are those tools which are used by the farmer for sowing the seeds? There is a traditional tool given in the image. So you can see two bulls and two men holding a funnel. So this sharpened funnel will be connected. Sorry, that is written something else. So that is nothing but connected. So connected to two or more pipes. So you can see in the image, that is figure 8. So here a funnel will be connected to two or more pipes, and that will be further connected to the pipes. If you are putting the seeds in the funnel, that will get distributed and go into those pipes and get sowed in the soil. So the second is the tractor, that is the seed drill using the tractors. So you can see a tractor with many pipes there. In the blue upper one, above the orange part of the tractor, there, so they put the seeds, and that get further distributed and form funnel distribution of pipe, and that will help sowing the seeds. And the next is nursery of plants. They will sow many seeds and get so many plants, and those plants will be separated and grown in some other ways, and that becomes healthy. So that is nothing but the nursery of the plant. So all these are tools and technique used for sowing. So first one is the traditional tool, which will be manually used, and the second one, which is the seed drill using the tractor, and third one is nursery of the plants, collection of the good seedlings and then sowing them. So the next point which farmer needs to remember, that is adding manure and fertilizers. So they add manure and fertilizer to the soil to get a good crop yield or crop production. So what are these manures and fertilizers? So adding nutrients externally to the soil is called manure and fertilizers. So what are these manures and fertilizers? So we add nutrients to the soil externally. So if nutrients will be present in the soil, but externally when we add these to the soil, they are called nothing but manures and fertilizers. So manuring, what is manuring? It is a process of adding manures to the soil. So if you are adding manures to the soil, that process is called as manuring. So manures are obtained from organic substances and vermicompost. So what are manures? The difference between manures and fertilizers. So manures are obtained from the vegetable waste or the cow dung or the waste which will be converted into a compost or a manure by using some so vermicompost is also a type of manure. So here in vermicompost we use worms, okay, that is the worms which form the vermicompost, and then the organic substances. So other types are like the vegetable waste, something put cow dung and all will be put into a tank and close that. There will be the growth of microbes which will convert that waste into manure. So these are manures. Fertilizers, they are the chemicals which contain the nutrients, and these are made in the industry. So you can see in the image the man holding some mud type of thing, that is nothing but the manure. So you can see some worms also in it, that is vermicompost, that is a type of manure. And in the second image you can see a bag full of blue pellets, that is nothing but the fertilizers which are made in the industries. So you can see a activity. So what happened when you add manure and fertilizers to the soil? Take 3 pots and name them as A, B and C. So you can see pot A, B and C in the image. So in the pot A you add manure, and in pot B you add fertilizer, and in pot C you don't add anything, only plain soil will be left over. So in that you put the seedlings. So pot A, that is which is containing manures, you will get a plant big when it is compared to the plain soil, and which might be the growth might be a bit fast. When compared to B and C, that is the pot containing fertilizers grows very fast when compared to A and C. So finally we can conclude it like fertilizers are more powerful than the manures when compared to the plain soil. The growth of the plant in A and B is very is fast when compared to the pot C. What is the difference between fertilizers and manures? Fertilizers is a man-made inorganic salt. So fertilizers, as I told you, they are made in the industries. So those are man-made inorganic salts. Manure is a natural substance obtained by decomposition of cattle dung and plant residue. So plant residue, the vegetable waste or the cow dung will be put in a tank, and that will be closed and left for decomposing, and that will form a manure. Fertilizer is prepared in the factory. Manure can be prepared in the field. As I told you, fertilizers are prepared in the factories, and manures can be prepared anywhere by putting a tank and those waste things and closing it, and that forms a manures. Fertilizers do not provide any humus to the soil. Manure provide a lot of humus to the soil. So fertilizers provide only nutrients to the soil, but whereas manure provide humus also to the soil. Fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So fertilizers, as they are only the nutrients, they'll be rich in the nutrients. So what type of nutrients? That is nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Manure is relatively less rich in plant nutrients. So manure will be a less rich in nutrients as it contain humus. Crop rotation. What is this crop rotation? So crop rotation is very important. Growing the same plant in the same field might take away the same nutrients from the soil. So crop rotation is very important or very necessary for maintaining the nutrients in the soil. That is replenishment of the soil, that is maintaining the proper amount of nutrients in the soil. This is done by the rhizobium bacteria. So this bacteria, when you do the crop rotation, this time you can grow cotton and next time you can grow tur dal. So other plants will require other nutrients, they will take away from the plants, and the nutrients will be maintained in the soil. So crop rotation is very important. So what are the advantages of manures? So it enhances water holding capacity of soil. So when you add manure, as it contains humus, the water holding capacity of the soil will increase. So it also makes the soil porous and exchanges of the gases become easy. So as it contains humus in it, it will make the soil porous and exchange of the gases become easy. So increase in the friendly microbe. As vermicompost or the compost is formed, decomposition takes place. There are microbes present in it. So these are friendly to the plant for getting the nutrients from the soil, which also improves the texture of the soil. As the manure contains humus in it, the texture of the soil also increases. So in this class we have studied about 2 more points which farmer has to follow for getting a proper crop yield and management. That is sowing and adding manures and fertilizers. We also studied about differences between fertilizers and manures, and also we studied about crop rotation, how important crop rotation is, and also about the advantages of manure. So in the next class we will be studying about the other steps involved for the good crop production and management. So stay connected with me till I upload the next video. So thank you.